Welcome to Saturday, August the 9th. Um, Today, I took copious notes on last week's inspections. I've made some notes that only I would know what they mean on how I want to try to reorganize this hive for the winter and try to give them the best possible chance for success. Um, this box will probably be harvested mostly. At least 6 of the frames out of this box will be harvested mostly. Today, what we're going to do is I've made some notes on how I want to move things down and potentially move them around. We did have a little bit of rain, and it's actually a perfect day if we were to have a really small second nectar flow. It's like the perfect day for it. The high today is 84. I've got a lot of knapweed out still. We've got some catnip. I've even seen some clover still with flowers on it. So there's a small chance that these guys might be bringing in some additional nectar. So I'm going to check them out and see what I've got compared to last week. And then my idea is, as much as I can, I want to get at least one of these boxes out of here today. So we'll drop them back down to 3. The only reason I'm not harvesting this box yet is, frankly, I don't have anywhere to put it. So even if I harvest it, it's just going to go sit in my garage. And I figured for now, I'll just leave it on and let them do what they're going to do with it. It did have a frame of brood up here as well, which is weird. Um, I'm also going to do a mite wash today, and essentially get this hive on track for winter. And I'm trying to also see if I need to add food. I'm hoping that I don't need to feed these guys a lot, if at all. But we'll see. So, oh, dang it, I always forget something. Last week, speaking of always forgetting something, I had my microphone on me, but I never turned it on. So I noticed that half my video again is kind of hard to hear. So, not a professional. Welcome to my hell. I'm trying to remember everything when I get out here. Um, but this upper box should all be honey or nectar. I did notice in my video that I have a couple frames of one of brood, um, and one that looked like it might be a better resource frame for downstairs. So I'm going to look at that. Um, First thing I'm going to do is pull this box. I'm going to put it down over here and I'm going to weigh it because it's stinking heavy. It's full of honey. And every time I try to weigh it up there, I never get to see the actual weight of the box. So, and then we'll inspect this box last, mainly because I know what's up here. It's mostly honey. So, we are 27.5 pounds. And 27, 28 pounds. So this box is ready to go. Um, she's ready to be pulled, and I may even attempt to do that today, but I've not done it before, so I'm kind of following instructions from my mentor. Although I am proud to say, last night I was finally awarded my apprentice beekeeper's certificate, so I'm officially a beekeeper, a certified beekeeper. Next steps for me would be um, journeyman, and I will probably go after that next year if I can. And today is all about doing a few things. One, we're going to try to consolidate where it makes sense to consolidate. I would ideally like to get down to 2 boxes, but I'd be fine with 3. But I got to make sure they have enough resources to get them through to the winter. And what that will mean is they will have enough honey. They'll have 1 full box of all honey, a frame of honey, a frame of honey, a frame of pollen, a frame of pollen, and then brood in the bottom box. That's what we're going for. And I've got more than I need right now in total. I have more brood than I need. I don't know that I have enough honey. And so today is going to be all about checking that out. So I'm bringing this box over here because what I'm going to do is the frames I want to consider pulling or moving or what have you, I'm gonna be rearranging these boxes. So this could be a lengthy inspection, but I've designed this to kind of be able to go a little bit faster than if I were just out here guessing. And what I've done is I went in and watched the videos that I made last week. I made notes on each frame on what I potentially want to do with it based on how it looks today. This frame one is almost all nectar and pollen. The honey, the capped honey is all to the top and the sides, and then the pollen's in the middle where you'd expect like a brood chamber to be. This one is all honey up top and pollen on the bottom. And so what I intend to do with this one is to move it downstairs as a resource frame, depending upon what we see here. So I'm going to put frame one on a hanger for now. And like I said, I just made some rudimentary notes. But this one will likely come down here. It almost looks like, though, that they're bringing in nectar still. Because, like, this is full of pollen and nectar. This is a really good frame of resources for them. And this is where this one gets challenging because it's not straight honey. It's got pollen in it, too. And, you know, they've got a lot of brood up here. But that frame was all nectar with some pollen in the middle. Same thing, like a brood frame. This one is a brood frame and has been laid back out. So we've got pollen, nectar, honey, eggs. She may even be right here. Pretty calm today. They've been pretty chill so far. I have noticed two things. One, I switched my smoking materials from pine needles to burlap, and I've been following the rule of like smoking them 2 minutes before I ever enter the hive, and both of these things seem to really have worked well. I got eggs, larvae, and brood. This is a really good frame. This might be one to take downstairs, I think. I got them all written down over here. This one's brood, and yeah, this is a great looking frame. This one has honey stores to the outside. A little bit of pollen, not much, but it's definitely a good resource frame, and I'll probably end up keeping with my plan and moving this one downstairs. These first 4 frames were the one that we're most likely going to be moving down. This one, as expected, has some nectar, but not a lot. If I left this in, it would just be to let them continue trying to cap it, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. Now this one's interesting too because this one is turning into all capped honey, so this one will move downstairs for sure. So the ones I'm going to pull, I'm putting here. The ones I'm intending to move, I'm putting here. And the ones I'm not sure of are going to the outside, just so everybody knows what I'm doing here. This one just has nectar on it, so and it's only nectar on half, so this one will go as well. And the reason is I don't want them up here working on this when they can be focusing on getting the hive ready for winter. Um, this one's just empty. I mean, it's literally just empty comb. So these three will go for sure. And we'll go from there. And then what I'll do is reweigh all these boxes after I consolidate them. Actually, I think the way I'm going to do this. So we had our end of year beekeeping potluck, I guess, last night at the Inland Beekeepers Association. Good time. And I got my official beekeeper apprenticeship certificate. So if you weren't listening to me before, now you really have to, because I'm an apprentice beekeeper. But no, in seriousness, I'm going to go for my journeyman's as soon as I can. I've really enjoyed learning about these animals and, kind of figuring out how to work with them. And I think I bring something to this community as well, to be honest. Yeah, see, this has a little capped honey on it, but this one should go as well. That should go. Yeah. Come on. This one is all pollen, and I think I have this one marked to go downstairs as a resource frame into the bottom box. But they have two frames like this that are just all walls of pollen. And I mean, it's literally all pollen. And they've been propolizing this hive for the winter, which is great, but it makes it awfully sticky to work with. This is all brood. It's not a fully drawn out frame on all sides. You can see it's got a little bit of yellow on the corners. There is pollen here, but oddly enough, no honey in the corners, which is what you'd want. And this is all pollen with a little bit of honey source. So this is a really good brood frame, and potentially intending to move this downstairs. Potentially. We got to see how the brood is down there. And then this is all capped brood. You can see they got honey in the corners. They got honey. It's all the way capped out. This is a solid brood frame. And then what I'll probably do is try to arrange this so my brood is down, as many of my empty frames are up top, and then feed them to get them through winter, even though we have a lot of honey here. This one's all laid out. I guess I should be looking for my queen, huh? Silly me. Because something else I need to do today is a mite wash. I need to check them for Varroa. We need to see what our load is here. I mean, this one's all the way laid out almost, so if she's up here. I can feel them flying off and hitting me in the chest here. Baby? This one would probably be a decent one to move down to if I could. And I think that's what I have it marked on my plan here, so. Yeah, the problem is this hive now has so much brood, I don't even know what to do with it. That's probably why I need to go ahead and harvest, so they don't think they have so much space they need to fill. Drone action. Not a ton of drones though, which is what you'd expect. They'll start kicking them out of the hive here in a little bit. Yeah, this would be, she likes to lay up in this second box a lot. I mean, this is crazy. Look at this one that I'm about to pull out. I mean, that's all brood wall to wall. This is a perfect frame for downstairs. Like, it is a beautiful brood chamber frame. And that's exactly what I think I'm going to do with it, is push it down. I mean, they even have a few drone cells, believe it or not. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're buzzing me pretty good. They're not angry, they're just wondering what the heck I'm doing. And this one is probably going to be one that I would pull, but it's got a good amount of nectar in it, so maybe I won't. Well, it's got a good amount of nectar on half. So this might be one to leave in for feeding. All right, let's see how this goes. It's just never as clean. Like they say, move brood down and honey up. But now I've got brood frames here. I've got brood frames surely coming up in this second one here. I've got honey frames on all, some that are good and some that are bad. And so what I've got to do is try to figure out what's my best path to getting them to a good frame for the winter that will allow them to succeed. All right. Now this is honey and wall-to-wall pollen, and wall-to-wall pollen and no capped honey. So see, this would be another good one to pull out and replace with like that one. And then I could put this, well, let's just see. Because again, this isn't solid honey, so it's pollen and honey, and they need pollen for the brood, and they're putting it where they want it. And if I go moving it around, this could be frustrating for everybody involved. Again, wall-to-wall pollen, a little bit of honey on the outsides, wall-to-wall pollen, a little bit of honey to the outside. So this one will probably stay right where it's at in frame 2 position. And then one of these I will be moving down, and then we'll just figure all this out here as we go. If this is all brood, well, then I'm going to have a whole different problem. But it is not. This would be a good frame to get rid of. Yeah, this is a really good frame to remove. I mean, it's got some pollen and a little bit of brood, but it's not laid out or anything. And the comb sucks on it. So probably get ready to pull this one too. This one and these 4. are probably going to go. So that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try and pull 8 frames total and then rearrange everything so that 8 frames. And I need to be looking for my queen because I can't do a mite wash unless I know where she's at. And here I've been jacking around looking for eggs, larvae, and brood. And I'm not looking for my queen. And this one's almost been completely hatched out. Now this would be another good one to get rid of and save. Or maybe even move up into that second box to fill. Because it doesn't have a lot of brood and the cells are pretty empty. And so they can fill it pretty quick. See, whereas this one has a lot of brood on it. And it looks like it's been backfilled, so she may even be on this one. Oh, there she is. I've got my queen coming down to the bottom down here. She's on the bottom side down here, right coming towards my finger right now. She's looking pretty good. Okay. Put that one in the middle so I know where she's at. Yay. Like I said, I see her about 1 every 3 times. This one's got eggs, larvae. But you know, to be honest, this would be a decent frame to pull out because it just doesn't have a whole lot of resources for them. Or I could even create like a third box up here because this one, they've got enough brood that I could pull these. I could pull all 3 of these and she'd still have plenty as I drop these other ones down. This one's all pollen like you'd want. That's all pollen, so that one can stay. And this one can go. Okay, so now what I think I'm going to do is this one is pollen and mostly honey. I'm going to put this one here. There we go. Okay, that gives them some food down here. Gets them going. This one's all pollen, as I mentioned. Come on, ladies. All right, babies. I know. I know. I know. I know. It's okay. Okay, and I know my queen's there. So now's when I got a mess on my hands because now I got to figure out exactly what I want to do before I go putting this thing back together. So I know that these boxes here are going to go. These frames, rather, are going to go. There's nothing really in here for them, so I'm not hurting them by any means by doing this. In fact, I'm helping them because we're getting frames out of the way that they're not going to be able to fill. So there's 2 for sure that I'm pulling. There's 3 for sure that I will be pulling. And the reason I'm going to run this video all the way through is just so 2 things can happen. One, I remember what I did last year or next year when I come back. So there's 3. And I can hear them buzzing my ears even. 4. Now this one I'm not sure on because it's half nectar. So that might be a good frame for them to build up quick upstairs. This one can go. Maybe. There's 4. So there's half the frames I needed to pull right there. Here, this one is probably, I might even put this in somewhere else, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and pull it. It's just nectar. But I'm going to put it over here so I don't lose it. So that's 5. And I'm trying to pull a full box, so that's 8 total frames I'm trying to pull, at least. 6. I'll see, this is a good resource frame right here. Now that I know my queen was there, I'm going to go ahead and drop this one in, and I know that that second one is all pollen, so that's good. Now I've got a honey frame, a pollen frame, a brood frame that my queen is on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Hold off on that for just a second. People always ask me if I've been stung a lot. I haven't been stung on an inspection once this year. To be real, feeling pretty pleased with that. I have been stung being an idiot, but I haven't been stung on an inspection. So I got stung when I first came out here in the spring when they were first trying to kind of emerge and stuff, and they hadn't gotten reused to me. I got stung then, and I got stung. I got stung one more time when I was out here without any protective gear on, and it was again kind of early in the season before they had fully become kind of used to me. And although not pleasant, it wasn't a horrible overall experience. This one has nectar in it. I probably save this as either a resource frame or I'll let them just pick it clean. Because what I'm trying to do as much as I can is keep my wax from being ruined. And what I mean by that is, like, if I scrape this wax and it all comes off, then they have to rebuild it. And that just takes time away from next year. Yeah, this is another one. This has pollen in the middle. And you can see it has a little bit of cap toning on the backside. I think I hate this. I want 3 boxes of 8, and I've got to pull 3 more frames total. So I think this is one I'm going to pull. Because it'll be a good starter frame for next year. And that doesn't hurt the bees, and it doesn't even really get them fired up. I mean, they think I'm stealing, but I'm not. There's a little bit of honey over here and some pollen, but they're not going to go hungry with the loss of this frame. I guarantee it. And what I'll do is I'll take these frames out front, and I will just let the bees eat them. Basically, they'll clean them out for me. They'll eat everything. And this one has all pollen. There's a straight pollen patty with honey. This is a good one to pull. Yeah, it's got some eggs in it, but that's okay. Yeah, it ain't gonna hurt them if I pull this one. Because they just haven't backfilled it very much. So that's 7 of the 8. And I want to look at frame 5 here, because frame 5 is one that I think needs to go downstairs too. Yeah, because this has all brood in it. So I'm going to put this one to this side. Look out, ladies. And we'll touch on that other one here in a minute. All right. So now that we've done all that, let me rearrange one more time. And then this way I can look at all these frames. Because also the ones that are empty, as long as they have full comb, they can fill them up with nectar faster. They don't have to wait for the brood to emerge. You know, like this one. And this one's already half nectar as it is. So this would be a good one to put in as like a fill frame if we're going to feed them, if that's what we end up having to do. This is a brood frame big time. Move this one down. Look out, ladies. That's a brood frame. I'm trying to keep these facing the same direction they were facing when they came out. I'm just moving my brood down. And now this box will be done for the winter. What they do with it is up to them, but I will not rearrange this box again. I know that my queen is down here, and honestly, I probably should have brought a queen excluder out, because it'd be nice to keep her down here, but I'm not going to freak out on that. Okay, so that is box 1. And box 2 now, we want to give the best chance for having honey and such. Whoops. Actually, now let me feed away box 1 just to see where we're at. And you notice I don't smoke them a lot, even when they get a little bit amped. They're not stinging me. and they're not killing themselves, and I don't mind if they're wondering why I'm here. Now that box is 18 pounds on that side. And 18 pounds on that side. So that should be pretty good to go. And they should be able to fill this thing up however they want to now. So that's that box. Now, this box and the bottom box, we got to pick one to move. So let's put this one back for now. Do it without trying to kill a bunch of bees here. Okay, all right, so now let's look at what we got and we'll make some decisions here. So we have a brood chamber, a brood frame that's got a lot of brood in it. That one's for sure going to stay because I can't put it downstairs. Same here. 2, 3 full brood frames. I mean, this is my problem, right? It's like they got all this brood. I can't get rid of it. This one's a pollen frame, so this one would go here. And ideally, we would have a honey frame here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. That one has nectar on one side and it's kind of empty on the other side. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to actually feed a third box now that I'm looking at it. I think I'm going to pull my honey and feed a full third box. Is what I'm considering, because this one has honey and pollen, but nothing on the outside except pollen. So if I put this on an outside frame, like one in, now they've got pollen and honey one in. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a perfect glass frame here. 7. So now we have pollen, honey, half honey, some pollen. And this one has some brood. So this is a perfect one to go right in there. And we'll probably flip it. Oh, no, I don't need to. Okay, so now these are my 2 boxes for winter. I'm not going to move them again. The only thing I might do is feed them, but this is kind of how I want them right now for the winter. Now, what I got to do is figure out, so I have 8 and 8. I need one more over there, and this one's got quite a bit of honey and pollen on it too. So I could feed this to that hive over there, or I could give it to that hive over there. In fact, this might actually be a better one. This is a better one than the one I just put in there. See, this is why this is silly, because even on video, you don't see how much until you get out here with your naked eye, how much each frame has. This frame is a better frame to go here than, or the other frame is a better frame to go here than this one. I feel. I'll just take a feel of them though. Speaking of feel. Yep. I am correct. Now, it may seem like they're pissy, but they're actually really not. They're not coming at me. They're not like trying to zap me. I haven't had a single sting on my gloves. I've got one on my gloves that I can see. But for the most part, de nada. So the one thing is these frames here, they have a lot of brood in them. So there's still going to be the need to get some frames of food for these guys. And so now what I'm thinking I'm going to do is actually take that box and drop a feeder in it. And as this population builds, they'll fill that box with nectar. And I'll bring the feeder out this afternoon because I wasn't going to do this, but I'm not going to be able to harvest anything from here. And so I might as well let them, kind of work on this. And then what I'll do is if I have to at the very end, I'll drop that honey down and then we'll just consolidate another way. Again, I'm using burlap in my smokers, and I gotta say, two things have really helped me this year. Burlap as a smoking material and smoking them and then waiting a couple minutes before I open the box. Those two things have been really, really helpful for me this year. So the other thing I got to do is a mite wash. And since I know my queen is downstairs and I know this is open, I'm going to go ahead and do this frame here. Or no, actually, I'm going to do this next frame. Yeah, I'm going to do this frame. Hopefully I get 300 bees. And before I do that, let me just figure out how I want to organize these guys. No, let me do my mite wash first. Okay, so we're going to do a mite wash. It looks awful, and I'm sure for the 300 or so bees that die it is, but they don't know. They don't know I'm killing them. And we have an agreement, me and the bees, that they know that I have to take some of them sometimes, and they know that sometimes, or I know that sometimes they're going to sting me. Just like this little lady just here. She tried to get me. But I have great gloves on. Oh, geez. I can't see the marker. Hold on. There's like a min-max line, but with my stuff on, I'm having a hard time seeing it. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, there it is. It's on the inside in the basket. That's why. Shows you how many of these I've done this year. I haven't done a whole lot of mite washing because, frankly, I haven't needed to. They ran down their population pretty far, and we didn't really need to be honest. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Well, it doesn't even look like it has 300 on it. Okay. So 300 is about a third of a cup of bees. Just take them like this. Scoop them into about 1/3 of a cup and you drop them in there. Put your hand over it. They'll die quickly. They don't even know. And then I'll put these guys in here. And then we give them a good washing. So you do this for about a minute, honestly, and then we see how many mites are at the bottom. But like I said, I don't expect a heavy load on this frame, on this hive, just because we really went through a period of kind of dry where they weren't laying a lot, and they'll probably have some. But my expectation is that my hives, both of them, would be very low in mite count. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, it's not a lot. And so what this means is what I will do is once we have this hive set for the winter, we'll do an oxalic acid series of treatments, which is like 3 treatments every week from like mid-September into early October before it gets cold for the winter. And we'll just do that because, yeah, much like I predicted, there's only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mites per 300. So it's a little high, but it's not excruciating. So I think I'm right. Like, I believe that I can probably just treat them with oxalic acid here in the next couple weeks, and this hive will come through just fine through the winter. I'm not even going to treat that hive or check that hive right now because they're just finally getting their population back up, to be completely real. So, all right. So I do think what I'm going to do is mark all my frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. Yeah. And then this. Oops, I'm losing stuff here now. I'm actually putting that one down because it's got some food on it already. And that'll pull them up. And then this one will just probably go away. It just will wait for next year. I'll drop it in over there if they need one or something. But and then, yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape to potentially be able to harvest this whole box. And now my question becomes, I want to go ahead and pull this box so they're not working on it. Should I? I don't know. And should I keep with that plan? That's going to get pulled for sure. Now, I'm just going to look really quickly, but I believe I'm right that all of this is really ready to go. Yeah, it is 100% ready to go. They're just about to cap that though, so I think I'm going to leave this on for one more week. We rearranged it. Um, actually, no, I think I'm going to drop this one back in here for now because they can cap that while they're working on it. And then this one can get filled with nectar when I start to feed them. As long as this is on, I'm not going to feed them. So I'll probably give it another week before I drop feed on them, and we'll just let them cap all this up, what they're going to keep. And then debating whether I should put this one in the middle and then that one on top. And then when they've got this all capped, I can go ahead and feed that one. That may be my plan, because I've emptied this one almost all the way off now. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this one here for now. Hopefully she doesn't come up and lay in that frame I just dropped in there. But my idea is that they will cap that up because I think it's mostly nectar as is. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pull this box, and then next week when I want to feed them after they've capped all that, I'll put this box in place of that one. And that will give them, I believe, what they need, and I'll feed them through the rest of the winter to get that filled up. They're looking pretty good. I'm excited. Come on. Come on. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. Well, I'm going to put these frames in that box, and I think I'm going to take that box away. I'm going to let them close this one up. We'll see what happens, and then next week we'll pull that honey box, and we'll feed them for the rest of the year to try to just get them to fill that top box up. And I think we'll be in good shape. Bye.